How are you? I hope you are having a beautiful day. It's Friday here. I have a late start day for work, so I decided to just jump on and kind of elaborate what my last video was about. So I want to first say that that video had nothing to do with the parents, nothing to do with Sebastian, nothing to do with the parents, nothing to do with his loved ones. That video was specifically for the creators. That is my opinion on the creators. They were very irresponsible in taking part of and being the source for that type of venting. So typically when our loved ones, friends, need to vent, in my opinion, it is our responsibility as a friend or a loved one to say, hey, whoa, let's bring it down. Let's take it private. Vent, scream, do whatever you need, throw things, get it out, get it out, get it out in a private, safe setting. Once you have released, let's have a conversation and let's see how we can constructively put this together so that you can utilize your voice and speak on what you feel you need to speak on and then go live if that is what they choose to do, or whatever platform, whatever, face to face, whatever it takes. But to me, anyone who is a creator should also take that approach with the people that they have on their panels. You're doing a disservice to the family. You're doing a disservice to Sebastian. You're doing a disservice to this whole situation when you allow anyone, family, spokesperson, when you let anybody on your platform scream and holler and make accusations and say things and do this and do that, and they are not in a rational moment, then you have just done a vile behavior. You have taken part in something that is not constructive to the case or to the situation. That is how I feel. If you don't feel that way, that's okay. I have my opinions, you have your opinions. That's how the world moves, right? I want to hear people's opinions. Please speak to me, jump in the comments, let's have a conversation. I'm probably not going to change my viewpoint on this because it is pretty solid. As someone who has had to deal with news sources and social media and a case and things like that, actually 2 cases, as someone who has had that experience, I am just very firm in we need to do better, and we need to take responsibility, and we need to take accountability. And when you have a platform, you are responsible for what you allow to happen on your platform, on your panel. That's just how I feel. That's it. And it has nothing to do with family, nothing to do with the loved ones, because you know what? I do not believe in bashing family members, loved ones, victims, or the missing. They are in active trauma. They are going through something, and they are not acting rationally because they are emotional and they are on a roller coaster. What we see is most likely not how they were before the event happened. So people making their opinions and having like, oh, I like this person, oh, I like that person, oh, so-and-so was such a great parent, oh, blah, blah, blah. How can you do that? Because you do not know these people outside of this situation. And they are in active trauma, and they are reacting the best way they know how. And unfortunately, some of that is problematic behavior. But again, as a creator, it is the responsibility of the creator to take a step back, pull the person back, have a conversation, and go from there. that's just how I feel. That's really how I feel. As far as the playbook, has anybody seen the way what one team is working? So you have certain creators that are saying he's alive, he's alive, he's alive, and then you have other creators that are saying he's deceased, he's deceased, he's deceased. Mind you, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody has any solid proof, information, anything, right? But these two characters are still on the same team and are promoting the same side with very conflicting opinions on the situation. That is very orchestrated, in my opinion, because that will catch the viewer regardless. You are going to get one side that's going to jump over here, and you're going to get another side that's going to jump over there. But collectively, they are still one unit. That is very orchestrated, and that is very interesting how that play came out. That's a part of the playbook that's they've definitely expanded on. But on both sides, I'm also seeing singular creators who are kind of doing similar, but by themselves. They are, in a sense, double talking. They are saying one thing and then doing these massive 4, 5, 6 hour lives. And if you notice in these lives, their opinion that they stated or what they stated as fact then comes and gets twisted because their chat has made a different opinion. So they've got to keep their chat engaged, and they've got to keep their chat feeling validated. So they, kind of go with the flow there. So it's very interesting to sit back and watch all of this, but it's also incredibly sad, and it's all incredibly vile behavior, and it all needs to stop. That is why I am definitely moving forward. I have the name that I am going to use for my 501c4. I have networking. I have been busting my butt to try and get things going, and I think I'm there. So in the next few weeks here, I will announce some things. It is a process. It takes time and all of that, but let's go on the journey together. And I hope all feel the same way, that the judicial system needs to catch up to social media and create laws to protect victims, families, and the missing. We do not have any information that is a solid proof of what happened. So there should be no rumor, accusation, labeled as discussion, which is vile, again, because it goes out, it spreads to all the social medias as fact, and it just snowballs from there, and it needs to stop. Yes, people can have their opinions. Yes, people can have their theories. Yes, but we have to be extremely responsible in the way we make those statements, in the way that we approach those things. My other thing is, I'm sorry, but creators really are not, they're not professionals, they're not advocates, they don't have the training, they don't know what they're doing. So getting so incredibly involved where you're intertwined with family or victims on a personal level, that's concerning. That's very concerning. Where's your unbiased? Where's your sit in the middle and, just put out the facts? You cannot just put out the facts if you are influenced over here or influenced over there. The other thing is it can be very problematic to the emotional state of the person who is in active trauma. It also continues the spread of rumor, as we've seen with this RICO case or whatever, the side stating that there's this organized entity, blah, 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 and all of that. That all comes out because creators have allowed people directly involved with this case to be on their panels, and that's both sides. and which there shouldn't be sides in a missing case. It's about the missing person, or it's about the victim. And the family's in active trauma. No one should be reaching out to them. And if they reach out to someone else on a private level and ask, there are very few channels that I would agree should have contact. Duchess, Arctic are definitely channels that should have contact, because their channels are structured for putting out facts for missing people. I appreciate that. I absolutely do. That is not drama. That is definitely a group of their own. They're amazing at what they do. Outside of that, anything that is connected to a drama channel, which I'm sorry, true crime, there is no true crime community here. It is all drama. Everything is drama, because you all pick and choose the salacious, the most vile, the horrible, the whatever, and you highlight that within the case. That is vile behavior, and that is problematic. And those people shouldn't have contact with family members. If the family contacts, you should have a list of, hey, here's the resources in your area. Here is, a list of XYZ. Please take this. If you need additional resources, here you go. The idea of reaching out to families to warn them about creators, that's very concerning as well, when when people don't have the proper credentials or the proper training. Again, I don't even have that at this point, and I am looking to go into classes and trainings and workshops to build my skills as an advocate. Just because someone is a mandated reporter, people need to read what mandated reporter is in each one of their states, because some people take that a little too far. We need to stop wasting resources like these ridiculous, frivolous lawsuits. I mean, get over it. YouTubers who claim to be victims, but then also say that they're true crime, putting out the facts or showing the words of XYZ, get over your fucking selves. Honestly, get over yourselves. You're wasting resources. You're taking away from victims. You're taking away from families, and you are making a fucking mockery of the judicial system. So, I don't know. I want to keep my rants under 15 minutes, just so maybe it'll get some more views, and maybe people will share it out. But I honestly want people's opinions. I want people in the chat. I want to have conversations. I'm also bouncing around X pretty much all day long, and I just want opinions. I want conversation. I want people to really gather and get together. I believe in communication and participation. That is the only way anything will change. That's another thing. Just like crimes are not solved on social media, they're not solved on YouTube, laws are not going to be created or made for protection for any of these families or victims. YouTube is just a cesspool. There's no advocacy here. It's a lot of people screaming, what can I do? Oh, let's do this. Oh, let's do that. But there is no action. And with no action, well, no results, right? So I'm going to end this here because my rant is going a little here and there and everywhere, and I apologize. But I am sending positive, healing energy out to everyone. I hope you're doing well. Again, please put your comments down. Eventually I might do lives. For right now, I kind of want to stick to this because I want things to be very condensed and just straight to the point. But comments, I will definitely interact with comments, and maybe we can do a panel together or something if somebody wants to, and bounce things back and forth. But with that said, sending positive, healing energy to all. Have a wonderful weekend, and please do better to be better. Thank you.